Hey now! What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and I was sort of thinking that because of this month, and because I always like to take any opportunity I can, any excuse I can to watch a film for the first time. So I am taking this month, given that I have no more Tyler Perry movies left to watch this film, Baby Boy.
He's fucking jacked, by the way. You looking real jacked, baby. You looking real jacked.
Now, Baby Boy is one of those movies that obviously I was aware of, and obviously would get referenced amongst my friends and just whatever growing up. But for whatever reason, I just never watched it myself. I don't really even know why. I can't tell you why. But it's a 2001 film that was directed by John Singleton. It was actually written, produced, and directed by John Singleton, so clearly this was special for him. And also, I think that Tyrese Gibson needs to credit, I'm not saying he's never done this before, but he should credit and thank John Singleton, RIP, for his career. John Singleton casted Tyrese not only in this movie in the lead role, but just a year later after, he would cast him in Too Fast, Too Furious, and Tyrese is still doing Fast and Furious movies because of that. So that's hilarious. Now, Tyrese plays his character Jody, who still lives at home with his mother, and he doesn't have a job. Like, he's kind of one of those bum ass dudes that you sort of look at and go like, well, come on, guy. Like, what's going on? What are you doing with yourself? He has two kids by two different women. And of course, over the course of the movie, he kind of learns the hard way that he needs to grow up and he needs to get his shit together. Now, what I thought of Baby Boy was, as you could probably tell, there's a part of me that's a little conflicted as far as, do I like this movie? I'm going to say I do like the film, more so because I like some of the performances, I like the actors, I like the direction, and I like a lot of that type of stuff. But there is a big part of me that looked at Jody as a character, Tyrese's character, and just thought, man, he's really unlikable. And I'm not saying that every lead main character in a movie has to be likable. Obviously, it doesn't have to. And maybe John Singleton was going for a character that is very flawed in this environment, in this neighborhood, and sort of try to dig that character out of the hole that he has put himself in. So a lot of that is fine. It's just watching it, it's not exactly enjoyable to watch this character be this ignorant, be this dumb, be this annoying, be this unlikable, and make so many choices that make you frustrated watching him as a character. Once again, he does have an arc, he does have a journey to try to become a better person, but it was a little rough watching him get there. For example, he already has this daughter from his previous relationship, his previous baby mama, right? And the thing about that, though, is that he has this current relationship with Taraji P. Henson. And it's like, okay, so let's focus on that, right? They even have a son together. But he still occasionally hooks up with his previous baby mama, the mother to his daughter. And not only that, he sort of does hook up with other women behind Taraji P. Henson's back. And I understand that when you're young, you do dumb things. I mean, I've never cheated on a girlfriend because I just find it very, I don't know, there's something about it that I don't I don't see him in these situations with these women hitting on him or basically on top of his dick and think to myself, oh, I don't blame him. Can you blame him? Of course he's going to go for it. No, I sit there and go like, fuck you, dude. You have a woman at home perfectly capable of satisfying whatever needs that you're about to get satisfied here. And also all of the times that Taraji P. Henson is sort of there for him, forgives him, uh, goes along with a lot of the dumb shit that he's doing. I felt more bad for her character, which I don't even know if I should, because you could also argue that she's dumb for putting up with it. She just puts up with it because they have a kid together for no other real reason. He doesn't treat her all that well. It's a very toxic relationship, and I think the movie wants me to root for them. And I don't think Tyrese as a character deserves this relationship or deserves a woman like this. But that's just me. Also, AJ Johnson plays Tyrese's mother, which this actress looks young enough to be his sister. Like, I'm like, wait, that's his mom? I looked up the actress, and granted, she's about maybe 15 or 16 years older than Tyrese. So I guess technically she could have had him at a young age. It's very possible. Like, it's not like that's not a real thing. But man, does she look young to play his mom. And the whole idea was kind of weird, right? The constant images and flashes of Tyrese inside the womb, like as a baby, but it's not a baby. It's actual Tyrese. And he's like crying, wah, wah. Like, I think John Singleton was going for some sort of symbolism of like, what was it? A black man is thrown into this environment. He's the product of this environment of being a mama's boy or being a baby boy. And you look at what he calls his friends, his boys. Look at what he calls his home, the crib. Look at what he calls his girlfriend, his mama. And I'm like, I've never called a girlfriend my mama, like ever. What? But it was a little on the nose, the images of Tyrese curled up as a baby, but he doesn't look like a baby. I get it, but it was just very silly to me. But the mother, seeing that dynamic, and maybe she enables him, maybe not. She starts dating Ving Rhames, who plays Melvin, and Ving Rhames might have been like my favorite part of this movie. Him just coming in, he's dating the mother, so obviously you have that back and forth of him and Tyrese and sort of trying to establish who's the dominant male of the household. And at first it seemed like Ving Rhames was trying, was being sincere, was like saying, hey, I'm not going to be a dick here. Until one scene where he's butt-ass naked just cooking in the kitchen, and it's like, alright, dude, Ving Rhames, you're being an asshole. You know there's another grown man here. Come the fuck on. It's like a first impression for your ass. Literally, of your ass. And then, though, there is one scene where Tyrese is just talking so much shit to Ving Rhames, talking about Ving Rhames' other kids and how he wasn't good to them. Oh, you were in jail, so you're kind of an asshole, right? You're kind of a piece of shit. Oh, blah. He's just talking shit and Ving Rhames leaves the room, and Tyrese is like, yeah, you better leave. And he closes his eyes on the fucking couch. And then Ving Rhames just rolls up behind him, puts him in a chokehold. And I thought that was the funniest fucking shit. I was dying laughing to see Ving Rhames say, fuck you, motherfucker. Because honestly, I think Tyrese deserved it. Some of the other cast, you have Omar Gooding as Sweet Pea, who was kind of hilarious. Just in the sense of how he's like saying he wants to be a good person, saying he wants to be saved, being religious, born again, whatever the hell. But his actions are clearly showing that it's kind of bullshit. The way Omar Goodings was treating the mother of his child and her mother who was letting him stay in their house. Like, he's an asshole too. Like, every black male character is an asshole to the women in his life. And I don't know what John Singleton is trying to say about that. There's another scene where Taraji P. Henson calls her friend, and the guy that's with the friend is a complete fucking asshole and is like yelling at the friend the entire time while she's on the phone, just yelling and swearing. And then that just ends with the guy fucking the girlfriend on the phone, and all's forgiven. It's like, because these men have that good dick, all is forgiven, and the fights and the mistreatment is just labeled fine. You have Snoop Dogg as this Rodney character, who's somebody that was imprisoned, and I think he was Taraji P. Henson's like first boyfriend or whatever. So he constantly calls her, and it's obviously an issue. And when Snoop Dogg gets out of jail, that's another issue. He just shows up at her apartment and he's like, "Yeah, I'm staying here." So we're gonna just have it like that. And I will admit, the one scene where Tyrese's son is in there trying to watch TV, and he tells Snoop Dogg, "I hate you," and Snoop Dogg's like, "I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, kid. You're not my son." I laughed, and then there was another scene that was actually horrible as far as what Snoop Dogg was about to do to Taraji P. Henson, and then the son's in the room, and it's a whole like gross thing. But uh, the son starts hugging his mother and says out loud, "I want my daddy." And Snoop Dogg is off camera going, "I don't give a fuck about your daddy. Fuck your daddy." And it's so ridiculous. It's so silly and dumb, but I did laugh. I laughed quite a few times during this movie, and so that's why I can't say I disliked it. That's why I can't say that I didn't have a good time watching it, because I did. I very much liked the soundtrack, given the hip hop flavor. There was also some really old songs that were before my time, but I thought fit the movie very well. I think there is good stuff about it. I do. It's hard not to question the stereotypes the movie feeds into as far as young black men, and sort of, you see them in movies, and all of the movies that you seem to see them in are these hood movies, or are these movies that don't make black people look good at all. But whatever, because it does exist. It is a thing. I'm not going to harp too much on it. But I will say there is a lot of good things about this film. I can see why people probably consider this a hood classic, or consider this a movie that if they grew up on, they love it. I understand it. I did enjoy it. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Baby Boy? Do you like it as well? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.